What's going on, everyone? So, Black Christmas is now in theaters, and this is a 2019 horror film by Blumhouse Pictures. This is the second remake of the 1974 film of the same name. Black Christmas, for those of you who don't know, it follows a group of female students that are stalked by strangers on Christmas break. This is a premise that is ripe with potential. And the original 1974 film I actually did not like. I saw it for the first time last week, did not like it. But that honestly got me very excited for the remake, the second remake, I should say, because my whole thing with remakes is I'm all about doing a remake if the original wasn't good to begin with. This movie being a remake of a movie I didn't like, I thought there was potential to that, honestly. And I will say right off the bat, I think that there are two positives that I liked about this movie. The first being the score. It's passable. It's nothing memorable, but it was passable. It was enjoyable in certain scenes. And then also the cast, you can tell that they're having a ball with this material. But other than that, this movie's terrible. This movie is so bad it's good. Just on a surface level, the movie's cinematography, editing, directing, horror scenes, action scenes, ending, villain, mise en scene. There's just a lot of negatives to this movie. I'll try to explain some of it. Like, I think that one of the biggest flaws in this movie is, in fact, the cinematography because it starts off as all right, but then as the movie progresses, it gets worse and worse. And then there are even a couple action scenes towards the end, and it's kind of like, oh wow, like that was not well shot at all. And there's also problems with the editing. Like there's certain scenes that could have been more tense had they edited differently, but they decided not to. They decided to edit it the way that they wanted to, which was choppy. And I didn't like that. I thought it was very ineffective at that. It just took me out of the movie. There are also certain scenes where it's hitting you over the head with messages. And I'm all about movies with messages, but this movie does it in a surface level based way, in a way that doesn't feel organic. And on top of that, it's done in a way where you see it coming a mile away. And then they kind of just drop it, honestly. And then they bring it back towards the end. And I don't know, that's just something that I personally was not about because of how they handled it. When you handle something in a shallow way, I'm usually not going to be a fan of it, honestly. I like it when a movie tries to dig under the surface of messages or ideas. And this movie just didn't do that. I mentioned the villain. I think the villain is just one of those villains that you see coming a mile away. Like as soon as you see the person, I'm not going to say who it is, but as soon as you see the person and with the other roles that they've been in, you're like, yeah, I can see that that person is going to be the villain, like in this movie. And then, of course, there's like a big reveal, and it's like, guess who was the villain? Oh, I wonder. So it's just scenes like that that really kind of bother me with this movie. But on top of that, it's not even just the messages. It also comes down to the storytelling and character development, both of which are very bland. I mean, this movie does focus a lot on the characters in the first half, but you kind of realize that it's done in a way that doesn't really inform you of these characters, rather than the events that they're interested in, and also just kind of the blatantness of them just being ignorant to events going on around them. And I also think that this movie, with it being a horror movie, it wasn't scary. There were certainly jump scares, but it's jump scares you see a mile away, so it really isn't effective. If anything, it just kind of falls flat. And that's the thing. This movie falls flat in a lot of ways, except it also is pretty darn funny. Not intentionally, mind you, because Black Christmas, one of the reasons why I'm so calm in this review is because it wasn't offensive to me. It was more of like, wow, this is some of the worst filmmaking I've seen this year. And you pick up on that kind of right away. And sometimes movies get better. This wasn't one of those movies. It's a movie that was consistently so bad it's good. And that's why I would recommend this movie. This is a movie by no means that's good, but it's a movie I would recommend for it being so bad that it's good because it is literally the epitome of if you ever want to watch a movie, be like, you know what? What's it like to see a bad movie? See Black Christmas 2019 because you will surely not be disappointed. Black Christmas in the end, it has a fun cast as well as a fun score, but character motivation, editing, storytelling, cinematography, even we'll say sound design, ending, opening scene, all those are very flawed. And I personally did not like this movie in terms of critically speaking, and that's why I'll be giving Black Christmas a 1 out of 5 star rating. Yeah, I did not like this movie at all. But in terms of entertainment value, it probably would be a lot higher. Get a bunch of friends around, and I'll put this movie on, and you'll have a great time. But you'll also hate this movie, and that's kind of the beauty of this movie, and that's actually the kind of ironic part about it. But guys, Black Christmas. What did you think about it? Did you like it? The best of the three, because obviously there was a second remake. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.